everyone, welcome to For Crochet. I'm Lupe and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love crochet or want to learn, you're in the right place. So grab your yarn, hit that subscribe button, and let's start creating together. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite thing to crochet. I can't wait to hear from you. Now let's get started. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. The materials that we're going to need is going to be a 9mm crochet hook. Okay, and there's 3 yarns that I like to use when making this particular poncho. I like to use this Lion Brand homespun yarn, which is a bulky 5. All right. I also like to use this Loops and Threads textured twist. It's very similar to the homespun, also a bulky 5. And also this Loops and Threads Impressions yarn. They're all 3 acrylic yarn, all bulky 5. And the amount of yarn that we're going to need for this particular poncho using this particular yarn is between 3 and 4 skeins. So I would recommend 3 to 4 skeins. If you're using the homespun, between 4 and 5 skeins of yarn. And also with the loops and thread, just to be safe. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So we start this poncho by chaining up 44. Okay, once you have your chain of 44, what we're going to do is slip stitch into the first stitch. Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure we don't have any twist as we go ahead and slip stitch into the first stitch. One thing that I like to do that I feel secures the stitch a little bit better is to take the starting strand of yarn along with the pulling strand and slip stitch with both of them. That's just a habit that I've been doing. All right, so let's go ahead and chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to skip 1 chain and we're going to do 3 double crochets in that next chain. So 2, 3. So this round is going to consist of skip 1 chain, 3 double crochets in the following. Okay. And sometimes the stitches may be a little bit tough to get into, but the 3 double crochets will definitely fit in each one. So skip 1, 3 double crochets in the following. We're going to do this all the way around, and when we get to the beginning, we should have 21 clusters of chain 3 double crochets, and then we're going to have this beginning one here. Once we get all the way around, we're going to add the other 2 double crochets to have a cluster of 3 as well. Okay, so let's continue working with skip 1, 3 double crochets. Okay. All right, so let's continue working and I will show you how we're going to go ahead and close this round. All right, so now that we are approaching the end of round 2, we are going to go ahead and add the other 2 double crochets to this one right here. So we're going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets, and we should have 22 clusters of 3 double crochets all the way around. Okay, and this is what our work should look like at this point. All right, now we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch here, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to double crochet 2 more times. 1, 2. And in the space in between the 2 other clusters, we're going to go ahead and do 3 double crochets. And we're going to do this 12 times, okay? So after we crochet 12 clusters of 3 double crochets, we are going to make our point for this poncho. And here we go. Okay, we're just moving along. Let me pull some more yarn here. And I've been experimenting a little bit with these yarns, and I've made a poncho using this particular yarn, and it came out so nice because no two are going to come out the same. And the yarn is so soft to work with, and they just work up so beautifully. So I thought I'd do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're at 9 clusters, and we're working on number 10. These ponchos tend to work up fairly simply. It's just a typical granny stitch poncho, and just so nice and easy. With using this thicker yarn, it works up so fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so now we're on the 12th cluster. But this one, we're just going to make that slight change where we're going to make it a corner. So it's going to be, so after we do our 3 double crochets, we're going to chain 1 and then 3 double crochets back into that same stitch. And then after we do that, we're just going to continue on till we get to our beginning stitch. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, let's continue on. And so by the time we are done, we should have 12 clusters on each side of the points, okay? And I apologize if I sound nervous or if I'm talking a little too fast. This is my first video. I've never really recorded myself crocheting before. And so, but I'm happy to start this new journey here, and I hope that if you have any recommendations, or if there's something that you would like me to try to make and show you, I don't mind seeing the things that you would like to make. All right, so now that we are getting close to the end of the round, what we're going to do is just make sure that we are all even on both sides, okay? So we want to make sure. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay? And then we're at the point. Here's the point. And we're going to count again to make sure that we're going to end up with 12 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, okay, so let's go ahead and finish up with the 12th one. So we're going to go ahead and do 3 double crochets into here. And what we're going to do after we crochet the 3 double crochets, to close it, what we're going to do is do a single crochet in here. So on the top stitch, we're going to go ahead and pull it through and pull it through, and that's a single crochet. Now from this next step, for the next, until we have 20 rounds, we are going to just do the same thing. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochets, and then we're just gonna, I apologize, I made a mistake here. I'm glad I caught that. All right, so then in between, in the middle, we're going to chain. Okay, we did 1 double crochet, 2, and 3. Okay, that's better. So we chain 3, 2 double crochets in that same stitch, okay? Now we're going to go ahead and do 3 double crochets in every stitch, in every space in between the 2 clusters, all the way around till we get to the corner. Then we're going to do, in this corner here, we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, and continue on until we get to the beginning stitch, okay? And so here we go. Just do our 3 double crochets. Okay, we're getting closer to the corner here, and I lost my stitch. Okay, and I do sell these in my Etsy shop at Crochet Crochet. But I just thought that maybe some people would like to make their own, so I thought I'd show them how I do my scallop edging on these ponchos. Okay, now do you see how the color is gradually changing? So you can see how we started with one color, now it's another color, and now it's another color. It's just absolutely beautiful how the color changes happen. Okay, so we got the 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets in that same stitch, and then we're going to continue on getting, so here's our corner stitch. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and continue on until we get to the other side. Okay, continue on, 3 double crochets. All right, so we are approaching the other corner, and so we're just going to go ahead and do our 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're going to go into that first stitch here. Slips, go ahead and grab our yarn and make a single crochet. All right, so now what we're going to do is continue on until we have 20 rows, and I usually count these little corners. So 1, 2, 3, and we would count all the way until we have 20. Once we have 20, I will teach you, once we have 20 rows, I will then teach you how to do the scallop edging. Okay, so let's continue working until we get to those 20 rows. Okay, so now that we have our 20 rows, starting from up here to the very bottom, we should have 20 rows. And we should have 60 clusters all the way around. And now I'm going to teach you how I do my scallop edging on these ponchos. So when you're at your last cluster of 3, we're going to go ahead and do 3 double crochets in the corner stitch here, and we're going to go ahead and do our single crochet. We're going to connect them by doing that single crochet here. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we're chaining 3. Now in that same little opening, we're going to go ahead and do 1 more double crochet. So we should have a chain of 3 and a double crochet. Then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to skip 2. So we have this cluster of 3, and it gets a little bit tricky. So we're going to skip this. We're going to skip 1, 2, and in this opening right here, we're going to go ahead and do a single crochet. We're going to do 5 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have our chain of 3, a double crochet, 3 chains, and then 5 single crochets in the following 5 on top of the 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and in we're going to skip the next 2. So skip, and in this little space here, we're going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets, a chain of 1, and then 2 more double crochets in the same space. So it should look like this. So this is how it looks so far. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and repeat this again. Okay, so next we're going to do is chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we're going to skip 2. 1, 2, and in this stitch right here, we're going to go ahead and do 5. We're going to do a single crochet in the next 5 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let me put this loose end. This is where I had to add more yarn. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go ahead and skip 2. 1, 2. And in between the 2 clusters, we're going to do 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and 2 double crochets. Okay, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip 2, so 1, skip 1, skip 2, and then this one followed by 5 single crochets, and the next 5 on top of the next 5 double crochets. Okay, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in between these 2 clusters we're going to do 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and then 2 more double crochets. All right, so you can get the idea of how we're doing this here. Okay, and so we're going to go ahead and do this all the way around, and when we get back to the beginning stitch, I'll show you the next round 2 of the scallop edging. Okay, all right, so we're coming to the end of row 1 of the scallop edging. So we have our cluster of 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and then our 5 single crochets here. So we need to now, we have to finish this cluster here. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets in that opening, and then we're just going to go ahead and close at the opening here with a single crochet on the top of the chain 3 there. Okay, and so we should have 20 of these clusters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, so it's always good that we double check. So we don't want to go to this round 2 of the scallop edging and then our poncho is off. Okay, so round 2 of the scallop edging is very similar. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to do a double crochet in that same space. Okay, now we're going to chain 1 and then do 2 more double crochets, 1 and 2. So our the corner stitch is now 2 double chain of 3, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 2 more double crochets all in that corner stitch here. Okay, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and in these 5 single crochets, we're going to start with the on the second one. So we're going to skip the first single crochet, go to the second one. We're going to do 3 single crochets on top of the previous single crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so it should look like this. So we skip the first one and the last one, 3 single crochets in the middle. All right, now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and in between the cluster, what we're going to do is 2 double crochets, a chain 1, 2 double crochets, and then we're going to do it again. 2 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets. So we're going to have 4 sets of double crochets. So 1, 2, so that's 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then 2, 1, 2 double crochets, and then chain 1, and we're going to do it again. 1, 2, chain 1, and then 2 more. 1, 2. All right, so it should look like this. 2 double crochets, a chain 1, 2 double crochets, a chain of 1, 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then 2 more double crochets. So 4 sets of double crochets. We're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and again we're going to do 3 single crochets in the second, third, and fourth previous stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and in between these 2 double crochets, we're going to do 2 double crochets, a skip 1, 2 double crochets, skip 1, until we have the 4 sets of double crochets. And that's what we're going to do this whole round. 1, 2, 3, and another set here. So all right, and it's going to look like that. So, and it's starting to give that little appearance. Okay, so let's go ahead and do round 2 of the scallop edging, and when I get towards the end of round 2, I'll show you how to do number 3. All right, so we are approaching now the ending of round 2, and let's see. And so now all I need to do here is chain 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets, a chain of 1, and then 2 more double crochets. Okay, now we're just going to do a single crochet on top of the chain of 3 here, and then we'll be ready to begin round 3 of the scallop edging. Okay, so what we're going to do is chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then a double crochet. All right, now we're going to leave it just like that here, and now in the space of the other, in between the other 2 double crochets, space 2 double crochets, we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, so double crochet, chain 1, and 2 more. All right, so it should look like this. 2 double crochets, do not make a chain of 1, and then in the next space 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and chain 3, and this time we're going to do 1 single crochet in the middle of the 3. So the 1, 2, 3, skip the first one, in the middle 1 single crochet, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now we're going to go into the space between the two clusters of double crochets. In that space we're going to do 2 double crochets, a chain of 1 and 2 double crochets. Okay, and then in the following space we're going to do the same thing. Do not do a chain, just go ahead and slip right into it, 2 double crochets. This is where it starts to fan out a little bit more. Okay, and then we still have another space in between 2 double crochets. So we're going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets. All right, so this is what it looks like. So here's the beginning one. And then we have our chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, and then here was the original 4 sets of double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the 3 spaces in between, and in between we have 2 double crochets, a chain 1, 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and again 2 double crochets, chain 1, and 2 more double crochets. Now we're going to go ahead and just repeat this all the way around for round 3. So we're going to continue on with 1, 2, 3. Skip the first one in the middle. We're going to go ahead and do a single crochet and then chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And again, we're just going to go ahead and in the spaces in between the 2 double crochets, we're going to do 2 double crochets, space, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and continue on, and when we get towards the end of this round, I will show you how to do round 4, which would be our last and final round for the scallop edging. And then after we finish our edging on the poncho, we'll go ahead and do our neckline. All right. Okay, let's see here. And there it is. So this is what it will look like all the way around for row 3 of the scallop edging. All right, so we are approaching the end of round 3 in the scallop edging. And so let's go ahead and close this off here. Okay, so we got our 2 double crochets, a chain 1, 2 double crochets, and then we're going to go ahead and go into the middle stitch, middle space here, and do our 2 double crochets, and then we're going to single crochet in that top stitch. All right, now for this last round in the scallop edging, it's very similar to the last row that we did. We're just going to go ahead and chain up 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then a double crochet. Okay, and then we're going to go straight into the space in between the 2 double crochets, that chain 1 space, 2 double crochets, chain 1, two more double crochets. Okay, so this is how it's going to start. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to go ahead and just put a single crochet on top of this single crochet here, and chain 3. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and do these clusters and these chain spaces. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and those 3 chain 1 spaces. And that's what this round is going to consist of. Okay. And this will be the final round in the scallop edging. Okay, and this is how it is starting to look like now. So when we come back around on this side, we'll finish the other half of this scallop edge, and that will be the ending of round 4. So let's go ahead and continue working. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet on top of the other single crochet, chain 3, and then we're going to do our clusters again in the single spaces. All right, so let's go ahead and continue working on, and then I will show you how I close it off at the end of this round. All right, so we are approaching now the ending of round 4. So let's go ahead and let's finish this round up here. Do my last chain of 3, and all right, so after we do this, we could fasten off and then go ahead and, okay, so now we're at the last cluster. We're just gonna finish this last 2 double crochets here, and then we're going to chain 1, a little bit different, and then just slip stitch into the top of the chain of 3, and we are done with this. We could cut this off. All right, and this is how it looks at this point here. Okay, it's looking really nice. Okay, and we can see the edging here. Okay. All right, so the next thing that we need to do to complete this poncho is to do the neckline. So let's go ahead and get this started here. All right, I always like to start where I have this string here where I started the poncho. Let me go ahead and get some string here, but it's all knotted up for some reason. Okay, so for round 1, all we're going to do is single crochet (44 times. So we started with 40, we had a chain of 44 to start, and now we're going to single crochet 44 times around. So let's just go ahead and do that. So we have our first one, and then on top of the cluster of 3, so it's just in between the space 1, and on top of the cluster of 3. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and do that. And this is fairly simple round. Or the neckline that I do, you could do it this way with 1 single crochet all the way around, and then you can make it as high up as you want. So when you get to the end, you just continue on with your single crochets all the way around. I do it sometimes 5 rounds, 6 rounds. I've done it with 2 rounds. So you could decide how long you want your neckline to be. And so for this one, I will probably do between 5 and 6 rounds. Okay, so just gonna continue on. And so I do want to thank everybody for watching my video, and I do apologize if I sounded nervous. That's because I am. It's my first time ever recording myself crocheting. I would like to do more tutorials. If you have anything or any requests that you would like for me to try, and maybe I have a poncho that you may like in my shop that you would like me to teach you how to make, I don't have a problem. Leave me a comment. If there's any thing that catches your eye when you're scrolling and you haven't seen a tutorial, maybe I could come up with something. So please feel free to comment, like, subscribe. That way you will be notified when I have new tutorials, and we can have some fun doing some new projects. All right, so okay, so I have the first round done. Like I said, you can leave it like this if you like, which is fine, or you could continue on making your neckline as tall or as short as you like. So let me go ahead and continue on, and then I'll come back and show you how it looks. Okay, so I'm coming up at the end of round 6 here. I decided to do 6 rounds of single crochets, and I'm over here at my starting point. And so to close it off, all I'm going to do is going to skip 1 space, and then in here just slip stitch, and this will close it off. And I'll just cut this off, weave in my ends, and this is how my neckline looks. No, better once I sew that in. And there's that. Okay, and then here's the bottom of it. I just think these colors came out so nice. They just look really nice to me. They just complement each other so well, and how the colors just come out randomly on here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the mannequin so we can see how it looks. And okay, let me go put on the mannequin and I'll get right back to you.